Hey everyone, Shannon here. Yeah, we broke down in Virgin, Utah. So we're about 10 miles out of Zion National Park from the entrance, and we've used this kind of as a launching place for us to explore Zion Canyon and Kolob Canyon and some of the surrounding areas. Some of the little towns are actually pretty cool too. So there's not a lot to offer though in the way of amenities. So a couple of little restaurants, but groceries are all the way back to Hurricane or St. George. So there's not a lot of service here. And even gas stations are probably 15 to 20 miles from where I'm at. So I'm off of a gravel road just out of Virgin. It's a dispersed camping area. And the road in was pretty good. It was graded, not a lot of washed out areas or ruts. So it didn't look like it would be much of a problem. And I drove in probably about 2 miles and then reached the camping site locations, which the camping loops were pretty rough, really washed out, lots of ruts, really uneven grounds, really sloping from side to side. And that's what caused the damage on the hitch. Um, the trailer was going one way to the side and the truck was leaning the other way to the side, and that twisting just sheared off the main bolt, which is a 3/4. So I found a shop that does hitches. So either I'll make it back to St. George tomorrow at 8 o'clock, or Hurricane has a U-Haul station, might be able to do a receiver for the Dodge too. So whoever's got the parts, I think I can get that up and going in just a couple of hours. And if so, then the plan will be to head through Zion, the 12-mile loop again tomorrow, because you go through the loop to get to Kanab, which is on the other side, which is going to take us to Grand Staircase National Monument, which is something that looks pretty cool. It's also a dog-friendly monument, which means Grace will get out and stretch her legs a little bit again, which she'll appreciate. And hopefully we'll get someplace that's not quite as dusty, because I'm gonna have to completely wash down the trailer. There's so much red dust, and it's such a fine dust. It's on everything from coming in and out. And actually, I was under the truck, and so I had my jumpsuit on. And when I took my jumpsuit off, it threw dirt everywhere. I've got red dirt on everything. The upholstery, the floors, the tables, all of my equipment. On Grace is covered in it because she was laying under the truck, so she's completely covered in this red, this fine. It's just like a red silt. It's just so fine, and it's everywhere. So that's going to be something. And the outside of the trailer and the truck probably need a good washing. If we get someplace with a truck car wash, we'll get it cleaned off. I had to stop and clean the windows in Zion today because I was trying to film for y'all, and I could barely see out the windshield. Every time I stop, Grace jumps in the front seat and wipes her nose all over the windshield. So I have to clean it inside and out and get the bugs off, and then get her slime off the inside of the window, so you folks can see everything that I'm seeing. But Zion was a real treat. Really appreciate being able to get through there. Here's a shot of the hitch hanging off the back of the truck. One bolt left there, but you can see it's almost hanging 90 degrees down off the bottom of the truck. So I pulled that last nut off just so I could disconnect it from the truck and inspect how bad it was and if it was going to be salvageable. It's been up pretty good, and it's not enough money to consider putting it back on the truck. I think it's just safer if I just replace the whole receiver and get it bolted back up. So we'll do that tomorrow morning, and that should not be a very big deal. We'll be back on the road. So that's that. And I'll show you here. You can see a picture of the receiver, how it's sheared off the bolts that connect right through these two openings, and those connect to the back side of the frame of the back of the truck. So there's a cross member that goes between the two frame rails, and those bolt right up on there. This whole thing sits at like a U around that whole cross member. You can see here, this is supposed to be flat, and it's got a pretty good bend in it. And those are also you know, the areas that bolt up. So that's supposed to be a flush bolt on both sides on a straight member. So this is not going to work unless it were to be straightened, and then I would worry about the integrity of the welds on there if we tried to pound it back out. So I'm just going to replace it. And you can see these are the dog ears where the oh no, that's the same, and that's the bolt that got sheared. So that's a I think they call it a class 8 hardened steel. So to shear that takes quite a bit of force. So we've got a replacement bolt. We're going to go with a class 8 again on there, or a class 10. We're not sure, but hopefully we won't have any more problems with it, and we'll get the other two bolted on. So look forward to more videos. Thanks for tuning in.